Next on the 040 Speed, we're going to show you how to replace the belt and recheck the tension. First of all, the machine will have to be flipped over on its backside, so you would want to get a piece of styrofoam, a nice heavy cloth, something, a couple pieces of cardboard, something to protect so you don't damage any part of the machine. So we'll simply do this, bring it here, and flip it over. And the best thing to use, it's a 10mm nut. There's 4 nuts on the motor base, and the best thing to use is a socket, 10mm socket with an extension, and this way you can go down here and loosen up all the screws. The nuts on the bottom, so you got 4 that hold the motor down. Once you have all these loosened, then you want to reposition the machine back on this rubber feet, and we'll show you what to do next. The next step is to remove the cover using a 2.5mm Allen wrench. The machine is all metric, just in case you'd like to know. So if there's anything else that needs to be replaced or removed, you will know. Most of the tools come with the machine, so you won't have to purchase any additional tools, except for you might want to get your own socket wrench, and that does not come with it. There's one more that I got here. So once you remove the cover, there's 3 button cap screws. You will simply push the motor up towards the front, and you will be able to slip off the belt very easily. Comes off, and you discard your belt. Belts last for quite a while. The only reason why you would replace a belt if it's got a tear in it, it's ripped, but most of the time they might stretch out a little bit, and all you really need to do is loosen up those 4 nuts and bring the motor back and regain the tension. The good thing about this machine, the pulleys are steel. They will never wear down. So most of the time you'll just be replacing the belt, and you won't have any problem. So when you get ready to put your belt on, it's always a good idea to clean up everything. Make sure all the chips are cleaned up, and always have the machine unplugged when you're doing any kind of work on any part of the machine. Make sure the plug is out. Then you take your new belt, place it on. Best to get it started on the smaller pulley first. And then the big one. Then what you want to do is you want to flip it over and backside again. Always putting something protective so there's no problem of damaging anything else while you're replacing the belt. And you would put your socket wrench, which is probably the best thing, and you want to pull back on the motor. You want to examine the belt. Sometimes it's a good idea to have another pair of hands. Another person could help you hold it. And then when you pull back on the motor, what you want to do is you want to pull it back, and you don't want to make it too tight, but you want to eliminate all the slack out of the belt. Then holding it tightly, the best thing to do is quickly tighten down the 2 back ones quickly, Then you can let it rest, and then you can take your time and get these two and snug them down. And then once you have all four tightened down, you want to reposition the machine back on the table on its rubber feet. Once you have flipped the machine back over and repositioned it on the table, now the next thing to do is put your belt cover back on using your 3 button cap screws. One there. One there. And one here. Lining up the holes. Taking your wrench, 2.5 millimeter wrench again, tighten it down. Now remember, anything plastic, your plastic guard for your brush and belt, your plastic guard for your clear plastic guard for your cutter shield, safety shield, always remember not to over tighten. No need to, just a nice snug torque down a little bit. And always save your tools after you're done. Put them in a drawer, put them in a bag or box marked 040 Speed Key Machine. So next time you have to replace a belt or anything else, you'll have your tools handy with you, and that's how you change a belt.